Next question. Hello, now the question from the viewers is this: what's been the hardest thing about making Dreamland? That's from Alex, Shui and Aisling, and Stephen, a long-time fan from Newfoundland. But there are, and he goes into more detail saying, when doing a project like this, is there a freedom and temptation of limitless scope due to no budget restrictions? You can get away from the limits of television, but, does it start becoming not Doctor Who-ish?
Well, there are huge budget restrictions, and the biggest one is time. That's the hardest thing about this process.
That is the hardest thing about making it, yes.
Is we're working on a very, very fixed timeline to get it to the air date we want. And that means people are having to work very, very hard. And
because also, bear in mind that we're the outgoing team with an outgoing Doctor. We loved this and wanted to make it. And I hope there'll be more animations next year with the new team with Matt Smith. That's in the hands of the gods. But we wanted to make this. So we literally had to say, if you can't make the deadlines on this, it won't get made. Because this has to transmit before David leaves on screen on BBC One as the Doctor. That's been the great imperative. There's no good showing this in January, because that's a whole new era of Doctor Who beginning. That's been tough, so the schedule's been tough.
And also we weren't prepared to launch it in December because we're building up to a huge regeneration story.
Yes, so we've looked after the property well in that sense. So time, as ever, is the answer.
Time is the issue. And budget, we don't have, limitless resources, not even for animation. Of course not.
Really beautiful, and just that opening scene, the opening scene is a space battle, which I think is phenomenal.
Yes, but, that's where it's exciting to be able to do those things visually.
Brilliant. And in terms of that bigger question of like the freedoms and temptations of its limitations, the fact you can go anywhere and do anything, I think this works beautifully as a pair with the Infinite Quest, because the Infinite Quest did that. It went anywhere and did anything, and that was its brief. It was brilliantly written by a man called Alan Barnes, and every week it went somewhere different planets, different monsters, ice, planets, space pirates, shipwrecks, all sorts of things. This is now, and I love that, this is sort of the opposite with Dreamland. It's more of a traditional Doctor Who story. There's a couple of moments you sit watching it thinking, we could make this on screen.
Yes.
And I mean that in a good way. It's really atmospheric at times. So it's much more contained in that sense. There are scenes that we could never possibly afford in a million years, and that's why it works as a piece of animation. It's not literally a transplant of a television script. But so I think whichever Doctor you prefer, Doctor Who you prefer, will be a mix and match set with the Infinite Quest and Dreamland. You choose which one you like best, and maybe we'll make more of those in the future.
I'm just going to break with the etiquette and jump in with a little question for you, Russell, at this point.
Yes, Julie.
Do you love it because it's got extra cliffhangers?
It does have extra cliffhangers. I like that very much. Always like a cliffhanger.
Yes.
I've never missed cliffhangers from Doctor Who, because I think every scene ends on a cliffhanger, just about, when Doctor Who's working well. But there is the thrill of that. Yes, you'll get great fun out of that. Next question. One for Julie.
Oh, hello. Hello, who's this from?
This is marvellous. This is from Sarah. I love this question. Are you sometimes like Donna to Russell T Davies's Doctor? When he starts to get too dark, do you have to rein him in? Do you have to do this with Dreamland? I love the way people keep mentioning Dreamland, because it's a Dreamland blog, so they force Dreamland into every question, basically. Will it be like Midnight, which I loved, which was scary, or Partners in Crime, which was much more comic? Come on, Julie. Are you reining me in?
Do you know, Sarah, it sounds to me like we actually know each other. And more than that, it sounds like you've spent the last 7 years with me in every meeting and dinner and script discussion I've had with Russell.
It does say from Julie.com. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
That is like a rare insight into my working relationship with Russell T Davies. I'd love to be like Donna. What an amazing character. If only I could emulate the marvellous Donna. I think we don't have those kind of rows, and I don't think I have the temper that made Donna so wonderful on times. It's not like Midnight. I'm not trying to have Russell dragged out of the bus to his imminent death. I think our relationship, I'd like to say, is more like Partners in Crime. It feels like we've done a lot of running together, even though we've never physically run anywhere. But I think the work pattern feels like you're constantly on the move, and I would like to imagine us actually on that cradle in Partners in Crime, clinging on for dear life, because that was a great stunt to do, and I'd like to have done that myself.
I will conclude this very simply by saying Julie does not have to rein me in. She inspires me.
Oh, thank you, Russell T Davies.